We are live from Portland, Oregon for a Western Conference contest with the Trailblazers. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. The Jazz in the midst of a road trip going into this one. They've been playing very well lately. It's been 4 wins for them in their last 5 games.
Right now for the Jazz, they weren't really being talked about as contenders coming into the season, but they have entered that conversation.
They're in the thick of it, and I think they got an attitude that's well suited for the pressure and intensity of playoff basketball. So when the postseason arrives, look out for this team.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Hayward and Favors holding down those forward spots. Hood out there with Shelvin Mack, and it's Gobert in at center. Now here's McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Lillard with it. Now defended by Gobert. The 3. And there's McCollum. That's good on the assist by Lillard. McCollum's got the first 3 points of the night up on the board for the Trailblazers. And you look back, and some players haven't really loved playing in the Northwest. You might include LaMarcus Aldridge in that category. But Damian Lillard certainly has embraced it.
Well, if it couldn't be Oakland for the hometown Warriors, Damian Lillard enjoying his time in the Pacific Northwest. He seems like one of those guys just not drawn to the bright lights and glitz and glamour of the league. He wants to get down to business and get to work. Plays with a chip on his shoulder coming out of Weber State. And he doesn't mind that small town atmosphere and those incredible fans the Blazers have had for years.
Here's Mack. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. Gobert, the screen. Hood kicks to Gobert. Outside Favors. On its way from Hayward for 2. And it's Portland with the rebound. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of beat is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Love the reaction from the crowd early, and defensively, they didn't do anything to get them out of it. They kept giving up open looks, the shots they kept dropping, and the place only got louder and louder.
Now Gobert after the missed 3 from Damian Lillard. Favors sets the pick for Hayward, and it's Hayward again missing.
I think the defense was surprised that he did not knock that down. Clear defensive breakdown there, guys. Should have made it pay.
There's 53 seconds left in the first. Plumlee with the screen. Here's McCollum. And that one hits back iron.
Not a good pick there. If I'm shooting the ball and I'm looking at him, I'm asking, where is the effort? You've got to do a better job of screening.
Now here's Favors. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Boston. Lillard outside. Pass to Plumlee. Back to Lillard. They set the pick. And a wide open look for McCollum. Again, McCollum missing. Hood against McCollum. Hood kicks to Mack. The feed to Hayward. 3-pointer. Bangs home the trifecta. Hayward's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, this is what he does. He is a threat to generate points every time down the floor.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Jazz lead by 2. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And taking a look at the Jazz performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Yeah, I just really love that they're playing with their hearts tonight, contesting shots, making their opponent work for every point.
You think of the most exciting players to watch in the NBA. I mean, the slashers, though, seem to always come to the fore. The players who make their mail, attacking the rim. So fun to watch.
James Harden really does it best in the league. And I've watched James Harden games on television, but I've also had an incredible pleasure being able to call James Harden games by the court. And to see him manipulate defenders, and I'm not talking about one, I'm talking about 3 and 4 on possessions to find his way to the free throw line. He is remarkable and has an uncanny ability to draw those fouls.
He slithers. He doesn't. I don't know if it's power, although I think he's a very strong, physically strong guy. He controls his body about as well as any slasher in the game.
He controls his body, Kevin, and is able to stop, start, change angles that a lot of players just can't even think about. They just don't even conceive that you're able to do that. That slow down two-step, and he does so many tricky things also, Kevin, with the way he moves the ball around. He extends it away from his body, brings it back in, brings it towards a defender, and then away from a defender, and guess what? It results in free throws most every time.
Something to watch. You've got Allen Crabbe. Davis is out there with Myers Leonard. Then it's Evan Turner. And it's Lillard in at the 1 spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Johnson hits them both.
Well, primetime years for Joe Johnson meant ISO Joe for his ability to score one-on-one, a style of offense that's lost a little bit of its favor, but it remains effective for Joe.
Lillard with the bucket.
He's an average three-point shooter at best, but the defender still has to come over and respect it. Well, Allen Crabbe was a go-to scorer at Cal, but I remember a scout saying that he plays defense in a tuxedo. I'm not sure if that was meant as a compliment. Crabbe is making some major strides on the defensive end, though, and with continued minutes, we've seen continued confidence, a good 3-and-D type player who's still emerging.
And here is Crabbe after the three-pointer from Joe Johnson. Crabbe the pass to Lillard. Davis dishes to Crabbe. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. Here's Davis, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Crabbe making more hustle plays, trying to earn his keep.
Well, you want to see where he's gotten better. Watch his feet. Defensively, dramatically improved in that area. So being a two-way player, that's an asset.
Portland shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
A 5-star recruit coming out of high school, Davis still trying to gain the consistency he needs to fulfill his potential.
Lyles checked in for Utah. And he sinks the second.
Well, Ed Davis had a father who played in the NBA for 10 years. That does not mean that he did not work hard to get to this position. Bounced around early on in his career and buried in Memphis despite putting up good numbers when he had the chance. Nice to see him flourish in Portland.
This offense just continues to impress.
And Lillard kicks to Davis. Now, here's Lillard. Not a lot of room. That's in there. Davis with the assist.
Well, the years keep going on, and Lillard keeps getting better and more confident at finishing inside.
And the Blazers signing Davis for 3 years and $20 million going into last season. Brent, that was a great pickup.
Well, he's pretty stoked to be in Portland. The coach trusts him and the values of his game, and he's a good teammate. He also loves some good food, Kevin. He's like you. Portland certainly has that.
Now Lillard, after the missed 3 from Joe Johnson, gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
Ingles passes to Johnson, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Johnson's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Kicks it to Lillard. And Leonard has it in the corner. For the 3. Can't hit that one. Now the Jazz take it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And hard to say whether it was the game plan defensively that let them down or just the inability to really bring the fire on that side of the ball.
They really did seem to lack the kind of intensity you need to play an effective team defense. The number of open looks they gave up was pretty shocking.
Turner, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Turner's got his first points of the game.
More and more, Damian Lillard becoming that dangerous playmaker. Does a great job there finding the open man.
Nato, no good trying to beat the buzzer. It's all tied in Portland. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Terry Stotts. Coach, it's a hard game so far. Going into the second half, what will you tell your team?
Just got to compete. You know, keep competing, trust each other, and make plays.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the half. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They had a slight edge on the scoreboard in the second quarter, but only by the slimmest of margins. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
Well, I think they're feeling the energy of this hometown crowd. Sometimes you get a little complacent and comfortable in your surroundings, but no, they fed off adrenaline in the first half.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, I didn't even know who some of these guys were, but their bench came up with some big shots, gave the team a lift offensively. It's always possible those guys will see more minutes in the second half, but at the same time, if you're a starter for a reason. We shall see, Ernie.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Well, showed great discipline and only took good shots. So we'll see if he can keep that decision-making up here in the third.
You look around the NBA, so much turnover in the coaching ranks. I think I read that since the end, Brent, of the 2012-13 season, only about 6 or 7 coaches have remained with the same team. It's a tough job.
It's a very difficult business, Kevin, and I think a lot of the younger ownership groups, and we've had a lot of ownership changeover as well,
We sure have.
are not willing to be as patient with the coaching staffs that they put in place, and that doesn't allow guys to develop in the same system over and over. I always think about DeMarcus Cousins in the first few years in Sacramento, seeing 5 or 6 different coaches for him and having to learn a new way to play each time a coach comes in and moving him around the system. It's very hard to find consistency, not only with a team, but with an individual player because of so much changeover.
You sometimes see more patience in other sports. That doesn't seem to be the case in the NBA.
And I think one of the reasons why in the NBA, Kevin, is you know this, 2 or 3 guys can make the difference between a team that's not competitive and then all of a sudden flip the switch to becoming a playoff caliber team. So it has to do with the personnel. In the NBA, players can make all the difference.
Good point. Taking a look at the Jazz. A tall wing pair with Hood at the 2 and Hayward at the small forward. Favors and Gobert, the defensive big men pair. And it's Mack in at point guard.
And Al-Farouq Aminu definitely a fit with this Blazer team as they move towards the younger players. He is just 26 years of age. He is a high-energy glue guy and has proven his worth at that position.
Here's Mack following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Good work defensively by Lillard. Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
He dishes it to Plumlee, and there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's his first foul. You look at Aminu, he brings some versatility. He can play the 3, but he also can step over to the 4 spot if needed.
Oh yeah, he can rebound and block shots like a power forward at times, and he can defend inside and on the perimeter. What a switchblade for their coaching staff.
Crabs checked in for Damian Lillard. Harkless dishes to Aminu. Portland moving the ball around. Crab kicks to McCullough. Shot clock at 5, and Portland again with the bucket.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Favors with the screen. Now here's Mack, defended by Harkless. Hayward outside. Will it go? Again, the miss by Hayward. Trailblazers leading by 7. Trapp kicks to McCullough. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Gobert with a screen on McCollum. Mack the pass to Favors. Back to Mack. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Ed Davis is checked in for Mason Plumlee. The Jazz also changing it up. Boris Diaz checked in for Rudy Gobert. Trey Lyles comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Joe Ingles in for Rodney Hood. And the Blazers going a bit younger, kind of revamping on the fly. Brent, do you like what they've done?
I really like what they've done, Kevin. And to me, Terry Stotts deserves a lot more credit for sticking with what he established offensively, even with one of the franchise's best players in LaMarcus Aldridge leaving. And the incredible three-point shooting they lost with Wesley Matthews. Terry Stotts stuck to the same offensive system, and I think they've reaped the benefits with Lillard and McCollum.
Hayward outside, shoots. No good on that last second attempt there. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Trailblazers out in front, leading by 6. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Got to keep tracking down balls, tracking down the rebounds, and looking to play and flow is good.
Moments ago, Coach Terry Stotts happy with the tempo, just wants his team to work hard in those 50-50 balls.
Yeah, and that could start to wear the other team down a little. Maybe cause them to lose some of their confidence. Let's see how this plays out.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this one. We've got Mo Harkless. Cohen is out there with Craig. Then there's Al Farouk Aminu, and it's Davis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Here is Hayward, following the basket by C.J. McCollum. The offensive rebound, Hayward, and they convert it last on attempt number 3.
Just claimed that possession for his own there, grabs the offensive rebound and puts it right back in.
There's the pick. Grab with the ball. Now defended by Hayward. Grab with the ball. Passes it to Aminu. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. A different look now for Portland. Plumlee comes in for Davis, and Lillard subbed in for Allen Crabbe. Utah also making some changes. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Diaw. Favors comes in for Johnson, and Hood subbed in for Joe Ingles. Jazz trail by 6. Hayward right side. The baseline J. Another miss by Utah. And for the Trailblazers, their shooting percentage, 59%. The offense is running smoothly. And the basket by Lillard.
Well, he's effective in the catch and shoot dating back to his college days. Lillard has brought that skill to the pros.
Aminu against Hayward. 1:37 left in the game. And it's Hayward again missing. Portland leading by 8. Lillard outside. Plumlee with the screen. Jacks up a 3. Gobert pulls it in. Jazz have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Gobert the screen. On its way from Hayward for 2. Good, and the nice assist from Mack.
The pick definitely could have been better, didn't fully commit to it, but it was still just enough to get his teammate enough room to knock down the shot.
56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Hood.
Time definitely not on their side.
Nope, not looking good. They need to get a shot up immediately here.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Plumlee. Utah calls timeout. They're behind by 6. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Quinn Snyder's huddle, and even though they're down, he was confident. He said, look, guys, I've got all the confidence in the world in you. We've been down this road before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, let's see if they can overcome this deficit.
Thank you, David. Here's Mack. And it's good. Walk through contact, it's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
That one misses for Favors. A chance here to possibly put it out of reach.
This is when you really need to maintain your focus.
McCollum dishes to Lillard. And Lillard gets double teamed. And Plumlee kicks to Harkless. Hits the three-point bomb. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
And if you thought this game was over already, you're probably right.
Well, let's give credit to where it is due. They refused to take their foot off the gas pedal, even after it was obvious they were in full control of this basketball game.
Utah has possession. Hayward, they get it again.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, you want your guys to attack with confidence, but that's just a bad look.
And Utah has possession. 7-point differential. Gobert, the pass to Hood. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Here's Connaughton. And so it's Portland winning this one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And that'll do it, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. And now we'll head over to the studio with Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thanks, Kev. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan, Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard at times is very good. But tonight, you saw the great Damian Lillard. The best performance I've seen of him so far. The athleticism, the determination, it was all there. No opponent could have stopped that tonight.
Well, the team's been struggling lately, and he's been carrying a lot of that pressure. You know, but he had a fire in his belly. He had that laser focus. He was delivering some highlights all throughout this game, man.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. The long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.